Hey guys, today I'm working on replacing what's called a gear selector cable bush on this 2013 Volkswagen Jetta. Now essentially, there's supposed to be a plastic component at the end of the gear selector cable of each car, and its job is to connect the gear lever to what I assume to be some form of gear selector switch in the car. The problem is, mine's broken, and it's a surprisingly common issue on Volkswagen cars. The effects of this component breaking vary by the car. On this Jetta, it prevents the parking pawl pin from engaging, which basically means that if I select the parking gear, but I don't have the handbrake on, the car can still slide down a slope as I'm showing in this video. This shouldn't be the case, but okay lah, it's generally not a critical issue. However, on some models which are non-DSG, like the 1.6 litre Polo, which my mom drives, this same problem terrifyingly leads to not being able to move the selector between P, R, N, and D, which quite frustratingly as well, usually means the car is stranded if this happens. Anyway, let's go to me doing the fix. First, as usual, I hop onto Shopee, and I found that there are two types of bushes on sale. There's a normal version, and then there's a beefier version which costs about 40 ringgit. At this price, I think it's probably worth doing the upgrade even if your original one hasn't broken. From my family's experience, workshop prices for this part in stock can easily reach 200 ringgit, let alone the inconveniences of towing. So I think this can be considered cheap insurance. Back to the car, you can see me opening the bonnet. The gear selector cable bush was located towards the back of the engine bay, beside the car battery. In my case, the plastic seems to have broken off at the thinnest point, leaving nothing connecting to the switch pin on the right. The bush is connected by a single screw with a 10mm hex head. Fortunately, in my box of ratchet bits, I found a 10mm hex socket lying around and an adaptable head screwdriver to use with it. Just a matter of unscrewing the screw by turning it anti-clockwise and being careful not to drop or lose the screw into the oblivion of my engine bay. After that, I slid out the broken bush. Naturally, here's me now taking the new bush from the box, and yep, that's quite a bit beefier. Installing the new bush involved orienting the circular hole part facing downwards and then holding it steady while trying to thread in the screw. Moving on, you can see me pushing the circular hole into the ball pin to connect the joint, and finally just tightening things up with the screwdriver. Thankfully, the switch is now moving as I change gears on the selector. And for a last test, I drove back to the same slope. Same thing, I put the gear lever in park without the handbrake, and as I slowly release the foot brake, this time the parking pawl pin is engaged and the car no longer slides backwards. Not that I will be relying on it, because best practice is still to use the handbrake first before shifting into park. This prevents the pawl pin from getting stuck under the weight of the car or damaging anything. Anyway, that's all for this fix. I told you it would be pretty straightforward. Relevant links in the description or the bio, and I'll see you guys in the next video.